Archana Chaturvedi from the Department of Information Technology. The subject which I am taking is Artificial Intelligence, and within this we will today talk about Unit 5 list programming. And within this we will be talking about various predicates. Predicates are basically some functions that test their arguments for some specific conditions and returns nil if the condition is false, or some non-nil value if the condition is true. These are basically used whenever we are writing some program and checking some conditions, or while doing iteration we need to check certain conditions, and if the condition is true we have to repeat certain set of statements. So here one by one we'll see all the predicates. Atom. Atom is a predicate which takes one argument and returns t means true if the argument is an atom, otherwise nil. This is used to check whether the argument passed is an atom or not. Equal, it takes two arguments and returns true in case both the arguments are equal to each other, otherwise nil. EQ also takes two arguments and returns true if they are same, identical, sharing the same memory location. Here we haven't said same memory location, here we said they are structurally equal. Here I am saying if they are sharing same memory location, then it will be returning true, otherwise nil. EQL also takes two arguments and returns true if the arguments are equal or if they are numbers of the same type with the same value. Data type and value both are same, or if they are character object that represent the same character A, B, C, D, same character, otherwise nil. Now another predicate is even P, which check whether the given argument which is passed to it is even or not. If it is even, it will be returning true, otherwise nil. And odd P is vice versa. It also takes one argument and check whether the argument is odd or not. If it is odd, it returns true, otherwise nil. So these are few predicates. We will see more in coming slide. Here another is 0p. What does 0p do? This predicate also takes one numerical argument and returns true if the argument is 0, otherwise nil. It checks whether the argument is 0 or not. Null, it takes one argument and returns true if the argument evaluates to nil, otherwise returns nil. List P takes one argument and returns true if the argument is list, as we have done in case of atom. It will check list whether the argument is list or not. If it is list, it will return true, otherwise false. Greater P takes more than one argument and returns true if there is a single argument or the arguments which are successively larger from left to right. From left to right, it keep on checking that whether the argument towards the right of first earlier argument is greater or not. If it is greater, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So less P is opposite of this. It also takes one or more argument and returns true if either there is a single argument or the arguments are successfully one after another smaller than the previous one. So if it is 8, 7, 6, 5, it means these are successfully smaller than the previous element moving from left to right. Means it is less P, will be going to return true. Similarly, number P is a predicate which also takes one argument and check whether the argument entered is a number or not. And symbol P takes one argument and returns true if the argument is a symbol or not. So these are the predicates which are very powerful and will be going to use while doing programming. And there is integer P. It also takes one argument, return true if the argument is an integer, otherwise nil. Similarly, rational P, we are going to check for rational number. If the sent argument, the passed argument is a rational number, it will return true, otherwise false. Float P takes one argument, checks whether the argument is a floating point number or not. Real P, again it will take one argument and checks whether the argument passed is a real number or not. Complex P will be checking for complex number. Character P will be going to check for character, and all these are having passed with one argument. Then comes string P. String P takes one argument and returns true if the argument is a string object. Array P checks for the array object, and package P checks for the package object. These all things you have learned when you have learned different types of data types. Now, this is one of the example where I am checking whether this ABCD is an atom or not. Yes, it is an atom. That's why it is returned true. Now it is checking whether A is equals to B. No, A is not equals to B. Whether 10 is even. Yes, 10 is even. Then it is checking whether 7 is even. No, 7 is not even. That is why nil. Then odd 7. Yes, it is odd. 0p. No, it is not 0. 3 is equals to 3.0, no. 3 is equals to 3.0, no. Null is equals to nil, yes. So here we have learned that how the different predicates are being used by passing argument into it. We see the example in which we are using 0p predicate. With the help of this example, we are creating a function factorial which is implemented over here using the principle of recursion, because this function will keep on calling itself again and again for fixed number of times. In this, the name of a function is factorial, the argument is num. This cond is a construct which will be checking whether this num value is 0 or not. If it is a 0, it will be going to return back 1, and otherwise it will keep on calling itself again and again and finding a product by multiplying num with the return value of fact num minus 1. This will be subtracting the value of num by 1 again and again till it doesn't become 0. Here we have closed the function definition. Now I am setting the value of n as 6, and after that, while displaying, I am calling the function. This is a format function which will be displaying the output. In this, tilde percentage will be going to appear a new line. Factorial will get print as it is. This tilde d will be going to get replaced by n. D means digit, and then is will be going to display it, and then again d will be going to get replaced by the return value of factorial n. Now when we execute the codes, this code will be getting this output factorial 6 is 720. So what it will do, it will work on the principle of stack. First of all, it will be going to return this 6 into fact of 6 minus 1 means 5. Then again it will call itself and it will return 5 into fact of 4. Then again it will call itself, it will say 4 into fact of 3. Then it will say 3 into fact of 2. Then it will say 2 into fact of 1, and then 1 into fact of 0. The moment it becomes 0, it will start returning the value. Now it will return 1 over here, so it will become 1 into 1, that is 1. Then this 1 will be coming back over here as a variable of factorial 1, and this 2 into 1 becomes 2. Then 2 will go back over here and it will become 3 into 2, that is 6. Now 6 will go over here and it will become 6 for the 24. Then this 24 will go back as a return value over here, and this become uh, 5 for the 20, 0, and then 5 to the 10, this 120. Then again this 120 will go back return over here, and this 6 into 120 becomes 720. And this is how we will get the output of this function, and we learned how we have created function and how we used a cond construct as well as 0p uh, predicate. So this is all about today's class. Rest of the things we'll see in coming classes. Thanks for today.